Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekly call. Today, I want to talk with you about very important topic, the topic of how we limit ourselves, what rules we set for ourselves, and what boundaries we set for ourselves. And 99% of time, it's something that we do unconsciously, but we can assess ourselves and ask ourselves where do we limit ourselves. Why it's important? Well, we all understand that we live in a society with set of rules. We all have rules that set to us from cultural level, from country where you live, of in terms of what you can do, what you cannot do, what allowed, what not allowed. But I'm not talking today about those rules because those rules are kinda we agreed upon, though some of them still can be on a personal level. If we're talking about where we limit ourselves, it's important to understand that all limits that we have in our head is not there just out of blue. All limits that we set in our head sits there for a reason. Most of the times the reason is that those limits at one point help you navigate the situation, help you be in a safe environment, help you to understand how to navigate this life. And it can be from very personal level. For example, I cannot be too loud, I cannot laugh too often, I cannot put on big smile, or vice versa. I cannot cry, I cannot it's not allowed to show your sadness, you need to always be smiling. Like we have the sets of rules that are very personal, and each of us should make a small assessments of okay, where I'm not allowing myself. And for us moms, we actually have very beautiful lighthouse near us, our kids, because usually what triggers us in their behavior can brought and shine some light on what we are not allowing ourselves. If, for example, kids screams and you feel very triggered by it, ask yourself, am I allowing myself to scream when I need to? Am I allowed myself to be loud? Am I was allowed to, as a child, to scream loud? If, for example, your kid is being very silly or very goofy and it triggers you as well, ask yourself where I am setting boundaries for myself, where I limit myself. Also, there is a set of limitations in terms of how we should live life. And it can be from general script that we have in society, like go to school, finish it, go to university, get a degree, find a good job, find a family, build a family, like have a house, and you will be happy ever after. Though most of us found out harsh way that in reality it's not that simple, and sometimes we have all those things but we still do not feel happy. Also, we can have limits in terms, for example, how many goals and dreams I can have. Am I allowing myself to be a multi-passionate expression in terms of I love to do that and I'm good in this, or I have limits in my head that I can be proficient and good only at one thing. Also, there can be limits in terms of what is allowed for myself. Am I allowed to dream big? Am I allowed as a mother to pursue my dreams, or I need to focus only on kids? Like there's so many different limits, and the caveat here is that I cannot say any one of you that this is right or this is wrong, because for each one of us we choose our reality by choosing what we believe in, by choosing what expectation we set upon ourselves, by choosing what we want to do with our life. And for some, being focused only on being a good mom, making sure that household is clean, will be perfectly fulfilling and the person will be happy. For another, it can be a nightmare to focus only on kids and not do anything else. So for each of you, I would suggest to write down any rules that you have. Imagine that your life is a game. Imagine that you trying to introduce this game to someone new, to someone who never played this game ever before. What rules? What limitations? What expectations? What do you put on a paper or just out loud and see what at least will be the outcome of this exercise. And then for each point of this list, ask yourself how I feel about this rule. If everything's fine, great, move on to the next. If it feels not fully true to yourself, not fully the one that you want to be, choose a different one. No, do not just cross out and say, okay, I will not believe in this any longer. It will not work. Choose something instead. For example, if you have a rule that you can be good only in one thing and it feels not true, it feels not aligned with you, change it, for example, for I can be a multi-passionate expression. Like, for each set, for each limit, for each boundary. And you will notice how different can be life if you follow the new rules. We all know these frames like the life is only an act and we are all players in it. So choose your own rules. Choose your own limits. Get rid of limits that were set upon you by the way that you were raised, by the family, by the society, by the culture, country, whatever it might be. And try to live by these new rules. You can even play in your head how it would feel if you would live in by those new rules. How it would feel. Play it in your head. Get rid of everything that feels still not aligned or need clarification. And you will be surprised how fast your life can change. And if you will be truly honest with yourself and go deep down this exercise, you will notice how many doors can open just like that. Because you do not have any longer their walls instead of doors. So take this exercise, do it. Let me know in the comments how it feels. Let me know in the comments what was surprising to you, what new discovery you found, and what new rules of your game life is. And remember, you are all chosen to be happy. Time to claim it.